Hi everyone, it's me, AMARIJASZ, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I have a very special topic that I want to talk about. How much is too much to sacrifice for your dreams? If you're interested, keep watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on those post notifications and stick around for more. Really mean when chasing your dreams? For me, sacrifice has been a core theme in my entire life, just overall. But in terms of chasing my dreams, sacrifice for me just means anything that's not a priority, anything that's not going to help you and take you to the next level is a distraction and is preventing you from getting to the next level. If it's compromising an improvement, if it's compromising a growth, if it's compromising you reaching your goals, then it has to be put to the side and you just have to be laser deemed focused on what it is that you want to accomplish. And this can apply to anything in your life, regardless of like a specific goal that you have for your career, a specific goal that you have to your, your health or relationship, just anything. You have anything that's not aiding to it, it has to be put to the side. And I decided to do this video because I feel like so many people think that things are just going to come easy to them in life and that it's just going to be handed to them on a silver platter, or they just have to pay a couple fees, pay a couple people to do everything, and it'll just, they'll just reach their goals and on to the next thing. And that's what I see a lot with content creating. Everyone says, how it's on easy mode and you don't have to do anything, just turn on your camera and everything will just flow to you. And although that sounds, it may seem like that's what's happening, but it's not the reality. One thing that I've noticed with life is anything that is worth something and that has value is not going to be created or made overnight. Same thing, like an example would be like Thanksgiving. You don't just cook Thanksgiving in one day. You actually cook the day before. And that reminded me of this like speech that Kirk Franklin did about just letting things marinate and how great things have to take time. Anything that's rushed and fast and quick, I get weary and I get skeptical, and you should too. So I just want to hone in on this video for you guys, just how important sacrifice is and how critical it is to getting to your dreams. Different types of sacrifice is the time. When you are trying to do anything in this life, but especially chase your dreams, you have to put so much time and dedication in it, and without getting anything in return. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't talk about. I've been on YouTube for about 6 years and I'm still not at the plateau or at the level, that I want to be at yet. But I still have to edit the videos. I still have to promote my videos. I still have to record, the videos and do everything in between and afterwards to continuously keep the grind and keep the ball rolling on my YouTube channel. But that's time. Today is my off day and I'm recording and filming a YouTube video where I could be going out, celebrating the Juneteenth holiday. I could not say that anything is wrong with that. I'm not the type of people who try to guilt trip people or make people feel bad for a living experience in life, but I could be doing a lot of things. I could be at a bar, I could be at breakfast, could be at dinner, could be in a class, could be watching TV, but I decided to make the most out of my off day, to make the most out of my time that I'm available to record and film. And when you're chasing your dreams, and I know a lot of people, well, I don't know a lot of people, I feel like it's harder. Sorry, I've been thinking so faster than I speak, but if you're working a full-time job and doing anything else on top of that, it's a sacrifice. It's cutting in the time that you have for yourself, for your family, for your friends, and it's trusting that eventually this will pay off and this will be exactly, what you want it to be in the future. But just right now, you're just going to have to sacrifice. And that's what it is, especially with friends. I mean, that's anything. Even if you're in college, you're gonna have to sacrifice going out or hanging out every single day because you have to study, because you have to prepare yourself, or you want to even get ahead versus just getting by. Maybe you want to get ahead, and to get ahead, maybe cutting away of your extracurricular activities, and that's just what it costs. Next thing, your finances. Some people give up their steady paycheck and go all in with the gamble of chasing their dreams. And at one point, before I actually lived it, I used to just be like, fuck yeah. Just screw that job, screw that stability, screw anything that makes you feel comfortable, and just throw yourself to the wolves and hope for the best. But now I have a different perspective. You will have to sacrifice your finances, especially in the beginning, depending on what field it is you're trying to get into. You have to sacrifice your finances to invest in learning the industry, invest in building yourself up and gaining experience, invest in your quality, invest in your production, and just you're constantly pouring it until it can finally like start paying you back for all the money that you poured into it. But in terms of sacrificing your finances, for some people they do that. Some people, you know, they have a good job in their small town or wherever they're at, and they say, you know what, forget it, I'm just gonna move to LA and hope for the best. I don't recommend that to people. The world is so heartless and cold. I don't recommend willingly putting yourself in a unstable situation to reach a goal. And plus, like, it's harder to, you know, focus on creativity and focus on pursuing your dreams when you're not stable at all, when you have no transportation, no food, no health care, no insurance, no credit. I mean, I hate to say it always goes back to those things. And how can you really enjoy yourself or make a cutesy, you know, YouTube channel video if every time that you have has to be towards making money to keep yourself afloat for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, you know? And at the beginning of this year, I was in deep survival mode, constantly, you know, grinding, doing not Postmates, doing Uber Eats, just working 24/7. So it was very hard for me to do this luxury activity, you know, project of my YouTube channel when I couldn't even keep gas in my car. And it wasn't until I finally got stable, finally got, you know, a job that was able to support me financially, got myself afloat to where I do have the luxury of recording my videos on my off day. I do have the opportunity to just chill on my off day. So I don't really recommend for people to sacrifice your finances, but I do want to recommend that I do want to let you know eventually, you know, your main income will have to invest in your projects. That just is what it is, unless you can just get a loan. Relationships, and this goes for all relationships. Whenever you're laser focused on something and a goal, a majority of the people around you don't know and don't see the vision that you have. For them, it's probably annoying more often than not. Why is she so focused? I remember when I was dating this guy, eventually got to the one time we had a conversation and he was just like, you know, every time I call you, you're always editing, you're always just editing. Yeah, because I have some goals, because I have something that I'm trying to accomplish. I could be laid up under you all day, but what is that really gonna get me? You know, I could be harassing you, focusing on you, you know, but what is that gonna get me? My YouTube channel is still waiting. When are you gonna post? When are you gonna post? When are you gonna upload? How are you gonna get to your goal that you have in your brain and your mind if you never post, if you never put time aside to edit, if you never put time aside to come up with ideas, you never put time aside to promote yourself? Every spare time that you have is given towards someone else or something else. You're never going to have time. That's why I don't believe in I don't have time. You do have time. It's just you don't want to sacrifice time maybe spent with a loved one, time maybe spent with a friend, with a boyfriend, with a hookup, with somebody, and so being in someone's face. Being in someone's face than to focus on yourself. And for me, that was a hard one. That was very hard, especially right now, it's summertime. It was so hard. Like previous summer, I'm finally realizing I was always like broke. Once the summer was done, I was always broke because I was trying to keep up with birthdays that I couldn't afford, experiences that I couldn't afford, you know, and moments and clicks and Instagram. It was so, like, I was so brainwashed with Instagram to the point where, like, I didn't even have a good birthday. I didn't have a good birthday. It wasn't memorable. It wasn't fun. It was, half of it was spent trying to get a picture, you know, to impress people who don't give a shit. Calculating who all said happy birthday to me. And even if they say happy birthday, it doesn't mean we have a relationship. But calculating who said happy birthday to me. Feeling like I had to throw this extravagant event on a, you know, sales associate check. And I didn't even have transportation at the time. And then my other friends' birthdays would come up and I would feel like, okay, now I have to perform for them because I don't want to be the friend who can't keep up, who doesn't show up to the birthday, or who doesn't show up to the event, or who doesn't show up to this or that because she doesn't have the money, and then she thinks I don't really want to be her friend, but really I can't afford it. And that was a constant loop. Every summer, constantly doing things or breaking my bank for experiences that I wouldn't say it was a waste of money, but I think it could have been done in a way that was within my budget. It was my head blown up to this proportion of I have to experience this. You know, if you're constantly on TikTok, YouTube, and everyone's going to Turks and Caicos, they're going to Miami, they're going to Mexico, they're going to Panama, they're going to the Bahamas, they're going on a cruise, you know, they're having these extravagant experiences for their birthdays, and then you're looking at your, you know, $600 check, if that, your $300 check, you know, $300 to $600 check from your job, thinking, so how am I going to pay for gas, pay my phone bill, save money for tuition, and still have a good summer? You're not. You're gonna have to sacrifice that Miami trip, that Barcelona trip, that Italy trip, to just do what needs to be done. So eventually you won't be stuck in that loop of trying to keep up with a friend and you trying to keep up with them, and it's like they're both in the same boat because they also aren't accomplishing their goals. They aren't doing what they need to do because they're keeping up with it. I can't. That's why this year, my birthday, and I'm not that person who be like, I don't care about I love my birthday. I'm happy to exist and I want to celebrate my existence in the day that I was born. But I'm not finna go broke doing it. Eventually, I'll be able to do the yacht parties. Eventually, I'll be able to do the yacht parties and the Barbie Dream House themed birthday parties and a Hello Kitty birthday party. All of those things I'll be able to experience once I make the sacrifice this year or these few years. It will be amazing. And even this year, I'm still gonna have, you know, a decent birthday party, and it's gonna be one that I actually remember, not one where I'm so hyper focused on a fucking picture that I don't even remember. But let's not get on a tangent. Comfort. On the other side of comfort, literally, is your dreams. There's so many things that go in with me in my YouTube channel that now I'm desensitized to it, but at the beginning I was like, oh my gosh. Well, actually, I'm gonna stop lying. I don't think I've ever been afraid to be on camera. But I do get extremely shy with people watching my videos or referring people to my channel or people watching in front of me. I do get shy and uncomfortable, but I have to get over that. Even with editing, like sometimes, like I've hesitated going, like when I first started my YouTube channel, I was strictly on iMovie, and I knew there were other editing softwares out there, and I've experimented with them, like Final Cut Pro, right? That's the baddie of editing softwares, and I experimented with it, but a part of me didn't even want to do it because I didn't want to go through the learning curve of my videos being basic for me to be able to, and I just stayed at iMovie, you know? But iMovie wasn't really helping me because I couldn't create or edit the videos that I wanted really to create. I outgrew the platform and the whole, everything on there I didn't know how to do, and I was just ready for the next level. So we get into InShot. Now I'm on InShot. It's a more upscale, I think, editing software. It's a lot more things I can do and play with and experiment with that still I had to get a learning curve. So a couple of my videos in the beginning probably were weird, probably were shaky, you know, and that's just something that I had to just go through. And that's just a minor thing. There's so many other things depending on what industry that you go in where you're going to be put in uncomfortable situations, but it's a part of the process. You're breaking the mold. You're breaking your mold. One thing that I sacrificed to pursue my dreams was, and it actually may sound contradictory, was knowing it was time for me to come back home. I moved to San Francisco and I was a fashion design student, and I couldn't afford it. And I could have stayed, right? I could have stayed and just thugged it out and been that struggling art student, you know, working at Kate Spade in San Francisco and being at the Academy of Art University as a fashion design major, all of these things. But how was I going to eat? How was I going to pay my rent? How was I going to afford deodorant? I was never going to be able to go out without feeling insecure about my next meal. And looking back now, that was the smartest decision I made, because what real good are you creatively and just over your overall energy if you are working 2 jobs, in school, trying to pursue, you know, your degree, trying to connect and collab with your students and your professors and make a good impression and just explore and enjoy your city. You're not. So I made the conscious decision to come home, and I grew more. I grew more with fashion. I grew more with my channel. I grew more with what I was trying to do versus than just staying somewhere in a city where I felt like I had to be successful or to be closer to attaining my dreams. The hidden cost. What I didn't expect to sacrifice but ended up having to is my fear that me accomplishing my, I feel like what I had to sacrifice and what I'm learning now is that we can be our own self-critics. We can be our own self-critics, and sometimes we could be our own Debbie Downers. Sometimes we could be putting ourselves down in ways we don't even know. Like even me for my YouTube channel, like whenever I have a goal, I always make it like years in advance. Like I won't be able to accomplish that to years in advance. And then 3 months, I accomplished that. And I think we have to start believing in ourselves. We have to sacrifice the self-doubt. We have to sacrifice the thinking we're not good enough, thinking we're not enough, thinking we have to have this best quality, have this best, you know, material before we can start creating our content or creating our anything is what's killing us and what's stopping us from reaching our dreams and just attracting that positive energy to ourselves. So that's something that I've really been sacrificing and just allowing the universe to work in ways that you may not even know it's working for you. Let's sing sacrifice with self-care. A lot of things I know that a lot of people may see on YouTube is that a young, pretty creator will come on YouTube and she'll just blow up. You know, she'll blow up and she'll be so famous and so close to her dreams. And all of a sudden, the main channel gets deleted and she starts a small channel. And I think the reason that happens, just my personal observation, is the burnout. When you are doing everything by yourself, filming, editing, and coming up with concepts, when you are promoting your videos by yourself, when you're reading all of the comments, when you are the only thing that's keeping your channel going and flowing, but you also have to keep in count you're a human. You still have to rest. You still have to go to the gym if you want. You still have to hang out with friends at some point. You still have to go to the doctor. You still have to do laundry. You still have to hang out and just have free me time. If every single time and waking day that you're awake, it's go, 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 you're gonna crash. You're gonna crash. The healthiest way that you are creatively is when you're energized, and what gives you energy is food, is laughter, is conversation, is experiences, it's just life. But if you're stuck to a room, stuck to a corner, stuck with your head inside of a tablet with the Apple Pen, just editing, you're not allowing any creative juices to flow or come up. You're just burning your creative energy out to a crisp. And then you keep doing that on a loop, you know, and you're constantly getting, you know, more views, more followers, more views, more followers, more views, more followers. You know, after a while, your brain says, I need to rest. But I think the healthiest way to go about just accomplishing your dreams without sacrificing your own mental space, one, know that you have identity outside of your dreams, and your dreams still make or defines you. And two, that you have a life, and trusting the process and journey. That's my biggest thing. Like me, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a runner. I run and I go fast. Everything I do it fast. And that's my biggest problem. But I talk fast, I move fast, I think fast. Everything I do is just fast, because I'm constantly trying to get to where I need to get to. And I think with YouTube, at one point, YouTube, because I was in a lot of toxic environments, became a form of escapism for me. The idea of being super successful became an escape for me. The idea of just creating my own world, my own channel of just me talking and me expressing things that I love and I'm passionate about, became an escape. And it became a pedestal. Like YouTube became this pedestal in my brain, and the center of, you know, everything became centered around how can I invest in YouTube more? What better cameras, what better editing? Who can I add on my team to make my YouTube bigger? And there's nothing wrong with that, but it becomes something wrong with that when you have to realize YouTube is a part of your life. YouTube is not the life. Same thing with anything. When people are like football players and they're like, you know, football is life, what do I do with football? That's a part of your life. That's not your entire life. That's not your entire existence. And I think that's the uncomfortable pill and spill and balance that a lot of us struggle with maintaining. It's like the dreams and the things that we want become higher, you know, than our life. And we have to just refine that balance of, I'm going to do this editing for 3 hours out of my day, and I want to do a whole bunch of other shit. Like, you can still work on this. You can still work on your dreams without letting it take up 8 hours or 10 hours of your day, even 4 hours. For me, 4 hours of anything is kind of creeping into, you know, a good chunk of your day. But if you can put some time toward it and still maintain and do everything else, I think that is a good place to be. Worth it. And this leads into the central question of this video is, how much is too much? It's too much when you can't sleep. It's too much when you can't rest. It's too much when you can't relax. It's too much when you can't think about other things. It's too much when you're obsessed. It's too much when it's the main topic of every conversation with anybody. It always ends up becoming the main topic. It's too much when you don't want to do anything else. When you don't want to do anything else, that's when you know it's too much. It's too much when you don't look the same. When you don't look the same in the mirror, you don't feel the same, you don't do the same things anymore, and you don't laugh as much, and you don't smile as much. That's when it's too much. And it's too much also, really, it's really too much when deep down in your gut, you know it's too much. Something is telling you in your soul, slow down. And you keep ignoring, no, I'm just trying to get there. And it's still slow down. That's a warning, because it's warning you from the inevitable of burnout and crash out and, a mental breakdown, because we were not designed to hyper focus on anything, to hyper obsess on any topic, on anything. We're human beings, we're spirits. I think all of us in some ways are free spirits, and nothing, especially not a human being, wants to be confined to an activity, to a topic, to a thought. So allow yourselves to breathe, allow yourself to bat your wings and flow. And you doing your project and chasing your dreams should be a form of your flow, not the center or the only way that you flow. Leave you guys with this. Being able to dream is a gift. And for me, being able to dream is a sign of rebellions and resilience. Chasing your dreams, that's what makes you different than everybody else. Everybody in this world has a dream. Some people may want to be a carpenter, when they get older, just build a house. That's something they always want to do. Some people, all they ever wanted to do was just own their own hair salon, natural hair salon. Some people, their dream was to go to Paris and drink a cappuccino. And some people, their dream is to build a wellness spa in Bali, Indonesia. Everybody has dreams. But the people who get up from their life and look around and say, this is not what I want. This is not where I want to be. And they actively try to do it. Those are the people who got uncomfortable with being comfortable. Got uncomfortable with a year passing by and they're nowhere near closer. Those are the people who looked in the mirror and said, I am the only one, stop being myself and getting to the next level. And those are the people like me. I went through a lot last year, but I'm super grateful, because I probably wouldn't have been here. I probably would have been still begging and hoping and wishing for someone to save me. Whether it was a boyfriend or a family member or a cousin or an aunt or a grandma or a distant friend, begging and scratching, someone save me, someone save me, someone help me so I can get closer to my dream. No one's going to save you, honey. They're not going to save you. And some people, when you talk about your dreams, they look at you like you're crazy. How dare you think you can accomplish this if I'm helping you out? So anyone watching this video, dream on. Be uncomfortable with being comfortable. Be realistic, be comfortable, be practical. If something is draining you, it's not meant for you. Thankfully, YouTube has never drained me. But if it ever got to the draining stage, that's when it's taking up too much of your life, too much of your energy. And that's too much of a price to pay. So I won't take up too much of you guys' time. Thank you so much for watching my YouTube channel, and comment down below some things that you've sacrificed for your dreams, and if it not was worth it. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I promise to see you in my next one.
Want more exclusive content and special perks? Join my Patreon today and become part of an even closer community. For just $4.99, my bronze members get a special bronze kiss badge, 2 live videos a week, early access to my new videos, and exclusive discounts on my merch. That's 65% off. Upgrade to silver for $9.99 and get member shoutouts, 4 exclusive videos every month, custom wallpapers, and exclusive GIFs and emojis to use in your live streams. Gold members, you get a custom emojis to use during videos and streams, plus a free birthday gift. Show off that gold kiss badge in style. Feeling extra? Go platinum for $19.99 and be subscriber of the month with shoutouts, a video of your choice posted, and a free gift with every new launch of merch. So what are you waiting for? Pick your level and join my Patreon today for exclusive perks and all the behind the scenes fun. Can't wait to see you there.